if you know what you can do or you have to do in the end, it's much easier to shoot in the beginning. So I'm trying to understand the whole process you have to do if you want to do a good movie.
The workshop helps, or is designed to help the students to find a way, a safe and secure way through the jungle of the digits. Let's keep it like that. Through the jungle of this. Everything is new today. Everything will be new tomorrow. There will be a new gadget tomorrow and another one the day after tomorrow. And if you have the best and the latest camera, you make the best movie. These are all traps you can easily step into, especially if you are a young and unexperienced filmmaker.
When I started filmmaking, nobody ever asked me which camera did you use, of course. Even not which film stock. This came maybe on another level. Now it seems to be the first question, actually. I don't care about that very much. I do care, of course, at a certain stage. But first of all, it starts with that. With what is the inspiration? What is the idea? What is the vision? How do I design it? First in my head, then verbal or on paper for communication. And then using all these tools and these great guys to bring it on a screen and to the audience.
I think if you change this and speak about that one.
Then you can see what it looks like. We can see what it looks like. I wouldn't do that like this.
Yeah.
I think I'm expecting to learn about grading. Not only how to grade or what to look out for, but what possibilities we have when we shoot, especially when we shoot digital, and then what can we do with the raw footage we get. How can we alter it? What are the possibilities? Where can we go? How do we have to record specific things in order to get specific results?
Our starting point were Lisa Salfati and Edward Hopper. What we have to try is that we don't flatten out the image, depending where. If the camera is standing where the light source is, then we have a full frontal lighting, which is fairly strong, and then we have a super flat image, which we of course want to avoid.
The thing with the editing system, what we have done a lot for not so wealthy productions, we took the Loxy in, and then there is one layer in top where we have done a color correction on the media composer, you can find in the internet. It made not the three-dimensional LUT, but quite okay LUT who adapts, and you click on, then you have the image in the right color space.
From the show, is it?
Yeah, that different people make different things. Before in production, the pairs was really kind of, you can take this pair for this pair. Not a lot of choice in technical art. So now it's opening up and it's confusion. You have to know what is possible in your film. And when a DP tells you, oh, we could do this and that, then he can say, I know what he means. Or you say even to the DP, can we not do this?
To shoot that, and then shoot another, and shoot it again with the chroma, with somebody painted in blue, like we are painting somebody, and then put it, make the integration here.
But when they don't interfere with each other, you only have to do two shots with locked off camera, and then you can do movement in the post.
Yeah,
it
but
depends,
the movement in the post is like a zoom.
Of course. Well, pan. You can pan. You can pan. You can. What you cannot do is just.
That the camera doesn't pass.
Will never change.
You cannot change the perspective.
Speak to a grader before they shoot. So they can imagine, okay, this would make sense for us to shoot the film in this way. And so the training is not about color grading. It's about the concept, how do you survive in the digital world as a director and producer.
With a digital workflow, if you have a DIT on set, he needs a room, he needs power, he needs to be safe because it's basically your lab on set. So make it a nice environment, try to give him some peace if you can, and make sure he can concentrate on what he's doing. And I think this is what producing students, I think, lack of a little, that they're separated from the technical side. And it's not everybody's goal to understand technique, but I think they should know at least the basic facts.
So this is just
yeah, this is also quite nice. Here it's difficult to see, but here you can see these bandings, these certain bands of brightness levels and colors, right? These are all things, all artifacts that can happen, and that should be noticed as soon as possible while you're still shooting, so that you have a chance to reshoot or find out what it is. Every project is unique, and for probably a lot of projects it's totally fine when you have an experienced DOP and you have hired a post-production supervisor or a line producer or someone who is knowledgeable about the process. Then it's probably fine to just go along and prepare everything for color grading, and then maybe have a chat before and prepare it, and then just do how many days you get for color grading, and that's it. But and that's why I brought some examples as well, especially the Antichrist thing is an example of something where the knowledge about what is possible in color grading and in visual effects definitely influenced the way how it was shot already. So to exploit me as a colorist, my possibilities a bit more, I'm very well to share what is possible and to encourage the students here to think about maybe other ways to tell their story as well.
Here's the green screen shot, and this is the setup we used to check whether our plate matches, our foreground plate matches our background plate. She's a different actor, and then at one point we have the same actress playing Hannah Arendt 10 years before the story actually takes place. The left is the image as it was shot, and on the right we have a treatment on her face, which is also quite an extensive VFX, where you soften actually the entire face. You create a mask for the face, and you basically soften the skin, and it just makes the skin look younger.
It's so important that we have two sessions. One session, you get information and you present your project. Then you make your experience with the kind of knowledge you got in the first session, and then you check and you see all the other projects as well in the second session.
When students come back in September, this will be very interesting once you see it on the big screen. And then redo it again, first in your mind and then with the proper tools. And then you see what, once you said yes or no, well, did you make the right decisions? And then once it's on the screen, you feel it. You don't only see it, you feel it. Yeah, it can be painful and very joyful. This is what filmmaking is about. And this is the good thing about the second part, because you get to feel it.
Really bad forecast. So basically, these 3 days, like half of the time, we were just standing in the forest and waiting for the sun to show up, because it was really important for us to have really bright and really low light, like just above the horizon.
This was the idea as we took it here in April. Well, we polished it around the edges in the sense that we kind of made it more to the point, less wayward in its structure, and well, Lawrence will go through it.
What I learned was when you're planning on your coverage for your scenes, make sure you know exactly how long the scene's going to be, and not just kind of estimate, oh, you know, it's 1.5 minutes, and when it turns out to be 4 minutes, you've lost a lot of stock by the time you get to the end of the first scene.
a grading facility at your school?
Yes, we have final cut and color.
Yeah, I don't know. Not sure what to think about color, but you know, I've never worked with it. But,
okay.
It's basically fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Divider shot before.
Yeah, divider shot before.
Like
Do it like
brighter
and darken it on the edges, or some kind of vignette or something like that. Because now he's really dark.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because this one is like too bright, but he's okay.
Mhm.
So can we do it like him brighter and
maybe
the rest darker?
I would yeah.
Yeah, I get the point. Well, he's moving through the frame. Otherwise, I would suggest, you know, just putting a shape onto the door. Let's see how it works.
Because this is like really professional stuff, like giant movies are made here, and we are not used to that since we are students. So I think the biggest thing is that we are treated as a professionals, not only in like personal way. That Stefan and all of the people right here in Ari really helped us, and treated like not as the students on the first time comers and stuff like that. They really treat us like really well, and also the possibilities. I mean, the technical possibilities. That's also very luxury to have such a professional background, and yeah, the projection, I really love it.
The good thing about sitting 4 hours in a grading in a dark room and focusing on what you have, what you wanted, and what you can get is like just simply bringing you back. And we didn't change it. We brought him back to his original idea because it was, for example, in Emre's movie, we brought him back because he lit it sunlight, and it is in a different tone and mood, and the directing is different, and the emotion is different, and we just it brought it back whilst grading.
The face and just put it on another frame that is like normally white balance and everything, then she would look very ill. But since our eyes adapt to the green kind of white balance that we now have all around her, her face still looks quite normal or healthy. For the living room, should we go in general actually warmer and separate it also from the kitchen with rather neutral shadows and even a bit warmer skin tones?
Yeah, I think definitely a little bit.
It's too soon to know if this will result in permanent memory loss or not.
There are a lot of things that you can't see by yourself because you've watched so many times a project that you don't see anything anymore. So it's very useful to have new people that tell you what they think about the images. Dirk and Michael, both they helped us a lot because they know a lot and they always knew when to find a dark spot to make the whole image a bit darker, or a zone that was a little bit too bright and so on.
The first mood with the real girl would be more brighter, sunnier, warmer, and then as we progress into the other part of the lake with the darker forest, we wanted to have a bluer forest, colder feel to it.
What you see here is that you don't need the best camera to make a good movie. That's excellent here. You had actually, like, if you're talking about good or bad cameras, you had the worst of all, and you did an excellent job with that.
It was so good to have these professionals be really involved in our projects, like from the the color gradists to everybody involved, just giving us really, really consistent and to the point feedback. Sometimes we don't have that opportunity, and especially on this delicate subject of color grading, we don't have this back home in our school. And just to really specifically talk not just about the technical aspects, but about the meaning and how it affects the whole mood and how it affects the perception of your film, it was a really great experience.
I think the most important thing is when many people come around here from all over Europe coming here, is that you could see their perspective for filmmaking or their perspective for creating something new. Yeah? This is very important, how to recognize how the people are feeling that whole approach of why they're making movies and how they thread problems and stuff. This is, I think, is very valuable to recognize that here.
Maybe we can even, I don't know, use the whole shots that we did, like for example with that man with the light on his face. I don't know if our classmates would be able to
be as
to
good
fix
as Dirk.
that. So yeah, and it's like there were so many useful ideas, like how to really connect the shots together, and so it was like not just like so that the grading didn't make it only look better, but like to work actually. So it helped
so
a
thank
lot.
you a lot.
I mean, we know what we wanted very exactly, and it was good that within a few moments you have it on the screen and you could see it and you could discuss it, and the possibility to easily change some colors or the balancing of colors makes the whole process very vivid, and you could discovering something new you don't expect it to have. And also, yeah, for me, this is a good advantage to have a professional on the side.
Ein Werbung. Что? Ein
Two pieces of film industry, as in the real world. There's Hollywood and there's Europe and there's France and there's Eastern Europe. So that's kind of mirrored here, and I think that's good. I think the mixture is very good to prepare to work together.
Mostly because I'm a producer, I kind of kept the relationship with the producers from the other projects. And yeah, we quite spoke a lot about the different stages of production they were in, talking about what they are doing, what will they do, how it looks, if they are satisfied with it, because we live in a very globalized cinematography, no barriers anymore, no national barriers.
I think this clear view reflects the soul of the DFB, being open-minded, international and moving forward to the future.